I'm alive. I'm alive, I guess. I'm alive, I guess. And I'm here. I'm alive, I guess. At best, I'm alive, I guess. Hey, so we might as well talk about it. Can we talk? Might as well.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to your safe space. I'm your host, RJ, and this is the Alive, I Guess podcast. If you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you for joining. And if you've been here, welcome back. I appreciate you as always. Today, we have a very special episode. It is the first ever Alive, I Guess podcast guest episode. And when I was thinking of who this person needed to be, it only made sense that it was this individual. I mean, it's literally the voice you hear to start and end every single episode. So please help me in welcoming my friend, the amazing, multi-talented SōLauren.
What's up?
How are you doing?
I am well, RJ. Just thank you for creating and curating this space, for all your listeners and supporters, but just for anybody who's just on their journey and really searching. So yeah, this is a safe space. You said that.
Thank you. Thank you. I have expressed this a few times, but I'm really, really excited for this conversation. We always get into some good ones, but before we get in, I want you, in your own words, to tell the people, who are you? Who is SōLauren?
Who is SōLauren? SōLauren is someone who shows up authentically as themselves. I am someone who loves very deeply and sincerely, and that love translates not just in my relationships with other human beings, but within the art that I create. So when you hear my music or you see that I'm a part of something, just know like all of me was put into it, and all the love that I have is in there.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's the type of medicine that we need in the world today. So I try to show up as what we need and as who I know I'm meant to be. And yeah, that's me. And then of course it's like all the talent stuff is one thing. Being gifted in multiple arenas, if you will, is one thing, but I think just who I am, who I am as my character, and how I show up is the thing that I always want people to know. Like, you're gonna get like the best version of me possible, as best I can, you know.
Yeah.
But that's who I am in essence. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I know that personally, just
I'm glad.
as a fan, as a friend, like
Glad
I don't have to worry about who I'm gonna come up against. Like, it's
I don't
SōLauren
want
every
your
time.
head on a swivel when you around me. I want people to feel safe and feel like they can, because it's an invitation for them to be themselves too. Like when you see somebody showing up authentically as them, it opens up a door for people to be like, you know, maybe I can walk through my own authentic door and see what that looks like. And before you know it, it's a whole world full of authentic people. You know, that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
If people are ready for it. Not everyone is. And that's fine. But definitely appreciate you, because we need that.
Thank you.
Before we dive in, so we start off every episode with gratitude. You know, like to set the stage, make sure we're in a good headspace before we dive in. So before I say what I'm grateful for, what are you grateful for today?
It's, you know, that's a loaded question because there's so many things I can pull from. But because we are at the I'm Alive, I Guess podcast, I'm grateful that I'm alive. And I know that might, you know, sound like a cliche, like, okay, we're all glad to be, but not everybody is glad to be here. But I really am grateful to be alive. It is something that I'm starting to realize is not something to just pass over your head like, oh, another day. No, like the way the world is set up, life should it should already be precious, but I'm finding it for me to be more and more precious and more of a thing to like really take more seriously. It is not just okay, I can breathe. No, somebody can't breathe on their own right now. You know what I mean? Somebody is laying up in a hospital somewhere or in a place where they just feel like the pressure's too much and they can't breathe and they don't want to be here. Like all of those things are real. So if you have the opportunity and if you have the will to say, wow, I'm just glad to be here, like, be grateful for that. And then from there, the rest will trickle down. The rest will trickle down from I'm just grateful to be alive. So
no, for sure. I know the title is I'm Alive, I guess, but like truly to be alive, like not to just be living, but to be alive is a blessing because so many odds are stacked against us these days.
So many.
Yeah. Well, I am also grateful for that, but in the spirit of today's conversation, I am grateful for creativity because creativity literally got us to this place. You are creative. I'm a creative. The world seems to be leaning more into creativity. And I think that's really what we need today.
Yes.
So we're going to get all into that. I cannot wait.
I already know.
But so for the sake of giving some background context, we met originally in 2023, technically.
Yes.
But it was for the project, the Vibrance BW project.
Yes.
For the listeners, the project was through my wife's photography business. She hosted a project that took 10 Black women, through a photography, video, and written portion to talk about mental health and healing. And this was our 10th participant. And so
I was so honored.
Yeah, it was an amazing time. Can you tell us a little bit about like what that process was like for you? I know it was a while ago at this point.
Yeah, but it's still so very like near to me because I don't do many projects with everybody. Like I would love to collaborate with everybody in some way, shape, or form, but that's not always the case. Sometimes we find out, later on down the line, we're actually not in the line like I thought. Yes. So maybe we shouldn't, but with the Vibrance BW project with Janae, that was for me something that I felt I needed to do for my own healing journey. It's one thing to be, to have community while you're in process of, certain things. It doesn't even have to be creativity related. It can just be what you got going on personally. And Janae came at a time where I was going through a lot of personal things that were translating into my creativity, and they were finding their way merging anyway. So to have someone give me yet another space and outlet to express what I was holding personally, but also what I was creating because of what was happening personally, I felt very safe to do so with Janae and with you. You were there as well, as the amazing lighting and all the tech stuff, right? You did that. Y'all did that.
Thank you.
But I've never been a part of a project that was just me involved. I've never been a part of a project that allowed me to just be me, and it was a requirement. My authenticity was a requirement. Like it was like, please don't hold back. It was like please tell your story in full. It was be as honest as you want, be as transparent as you want. And oftentimes for creatives, we're told to present or perform or do the artist thing that y'all do, whatever that is. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case. I was able to be very vulnerable. I was able to open. I literally gave y'all my journal, like in that, like, and the ways that we were speaking, it was straight out of my journal, stuff I had been journaling about, stuff I had been recording, writing songs about. And so, I was grateful for that. I don't know many people who care enough to hear about, Black women's stories in that way, and Black women from all walks of life. No one was the same.
No.
And being a Black woman is not a monolith. Being Black is not a monolith. So I appreciated the variety of Blackness in that project. And the level of care and sensitivity that you all showed to each and every person's story it felt good. And then to be able to do my story in particular, being able to film it at a church that I grew up in, essentially, like that was my family church, my great grandparents, like we went that far back. And so to have you all in that space, to be able to tell that story was just, again, very near. Still very near to me in memory, but in feeling more than anything.
I find myself like going back to that time. It was also a very like grief heavy time for us.
Y'all,
and it was so like healing for us on the other side of the camera as it was for you and the other women in that project. So thank you again.
Run that bike.
We'll see. TBD. It takes a lot of work.
I can tell.
So we, as you can tell, we want to do it right.
Yes, and you did it right for each and every person. Like that's what was so dope. And then the fact that the photo, the main photo ended up being not the main photo, because there were several photos that you all took, but we were able to take a photo from that project and use it for Good Grief. So it's the cover of Good Grief, me at that piano. And so it just that project spawned so much more. And it was aligned from the jump. And I think we had, because the grief was so heavy during that time, that was postponed. So we had an original day to meet up and shoot.
It took like 6 months, 8 months,
maybe 9. It was all maybe
it was
more.
wild.
Now that I'm thinking about it, because the grief was just kept coming in between, and then
waves.
I was like, you know what? Okay, but you all were very sensitive to that, which is like, hey, we understand. We want you to show up as best you can, and if you are grieving like that, take your time. Take all the time you need, and we can always do this. So just thank y'all for that. That set a standard for me. So now anytime someone asks me to do stuff, I'm like,
okay. Hold on.
Make sure you doing like they did. So thank y'all for real for that.
Of course. Thank you. Speaking of projects, now I know I came to you randomly about doing this song, and the amount of people saying like, who is that singing? And as much as I would love to take the credit, like, you did something. I have a video of me recording my reaction to me first hearing it. And I was literally blown away. Like, it was the perfect song for this type of podcast, for this space. And I know we talked about it briefly about like what we wanted it to be like, but I shared what I wanted for it, and then I was like, let's make it happen. So like, what was that like building out the song and what we talked about, like wanting it to be more like a Black sitcom type of vibe, like, because we love a jingle.
Yeah, we do.
And it's a bop.
We do. First of all, I just want to say thank you for even thinking of me.
I mean,
to
who
do
else?
That. I've always appreciated the way that you have supported my music, my art, from the moment you heard it on. And so to even be asked to, I'll say serenade your podcast is like, that was a big deal for me. And so thank you for that, and for trusting me to, do what needed to be done.
And did.
But no, I really appreciate that. Anytime someone asks me to either write a song for them or a jingle for them, I always want to know not just why you chose me, but like what you think I can offer to it. Because you could have asked anyone, honestly. You could have done it yourself. You could have even AI'd it if you wanted. And please don't use AI, y'all.
Please
hire a person.
Please
hire a person.
A talented one.
Yes, because that thing don't know nothing I don't know. They don't know unless I tell it, right? Okay. So call a person. But I just really listened to you, and I don't know your whole story, but what I know about your story, I know how important this space is for you, and just the things that I've heard you talk about overcoming, and the challenges that you've had in order to be in the space, in the seat that you're in right now. And so I really took that to heart, but I also didn't want to crowd the opener, if you will. I didn't want to do that. I really wanted it to be more in focus of what you were talking about and why we're doing it. Like, I don't know what your listeners might be dealing with. But I did want them to know, look, we might as well talk about it. Like, can we talk? It's a question. It's not telling you to talk. It's can we? It's to invite people. And so I just wanted it to feel like an invitation. I always want things to be an invitation. I don't want anyone to feel forced to heal, or I don't even want you to feel like even that you have to. I think you should, but that is a choice. Like, I always want to leave it as a choice. So I wanted that to be felt in the song, but I also wanted people to know that this is a moment to just check in. Like, let's just check in. Doesn't mean you gonna, be completely better after, but you'll feel better and you'll at least be in motion towards your best self in some way. So I just wanted that to be felt in the song. And then I had to call my co-producer, who is well versed in the he's also done podcast jingles before for people and shows. And so but I knew he's my engineer. And I don't call anybody but Wilkes when it's of things of importance, right? To me, to where I'm like, no, this gotta be a go-to.
Yeah.
So that process was really, once I did what I needed to do, I was able to Wilkes, and I let Wilkes know who you were to me. Like, this is important to me, just do what needs to be done. And it was fun, to say the least. I did a jingle for Tony's Chocolonelli. I don't know if y'all have had Tony's. You'll find it at Trader Joe's and all the places.
I like to see it.
They're overseas. I want to say it's not Switzerland. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, Tony's, you can find Tony's Chocolonelli all the time. But we were commissioned by them. It was my first time, and it's like 2016, and they were like, look, here's a little bag, but we are in alignment with what you and Soul Development as artists, like, y'all be talking, right? Y'all are talking freedom, and they are they have it's trade free.
Oh.
So there's no slavery involved in Tony's Chocolate. I don't know if y'all know about the cocoa industry and the chocolate industry, but they are just exploiting the mess out of, same way they do with our cell phones and devices.
All the things.
They're exploiting the mess out of the resources of the motherland. And so Tony's is one of, if not the only company that is slave free. These people get paid well.
Isn't that crazy to say?
Ain't that crazy?
Like,
chocolate, right? So careful what chocolate you buying. But they commissioned us to do that. And so again, that was someone that's, again, alignment is important. Where your art and how you use your gifts are important.
Not all money is good money.
It ain't.
Can't say that everything.
Like, you won't catch me writing a jingle for McDonald's. I'm sorry. I'm not.
No. Yeah.
Yep, I can say that on wax. There will be no Mickey D's jingles coming from me.
I'm sure the bag would be nice, but no.
It will. It's an abundant bag, but that bag is also covered in blood and death, and I'm cool. I'm good.
Gotta stand for something.
Gotta stand for something. And so your ask is, again, and I bring up Tony's as to say that, like, I've been on a path of being in alignment with people and work and organizations and companies that are really about literally that life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
About that life.
Absolutely.
And so your ask was like simple, and you fam too. So it's like, what?
Yeah, but you are a busy woman, and I'm like, I am gonna try and make this work.
No,
and you came through.
When it's fam, like, and I think that's a part of this work too. Like, I don't ever want to get too industry, if that makes sense, to where, like, my community can't call on me. I don't ever want to be out of reach. And even if I can't, even if my schedule or capacity won't allow, I will always plug you in to someone who will takes takes it like I take it, you know,
Yeah.
like, nah, like this is serious, you know,
Yeah.
that's not going to treat you like a client in a bag. That's not how I do that. Like, I don't believe in doing that. I don't believe in
Yeah.
doing that. So your ask was right on time, and thank you for even thinking of me.
I
Yeah.
mean, thank you.
Yeah,
Like,
anytime.
the amount of times I've played that song out in full, like,
I ain't gonna lie,
Oh.
I did too. I was
Yeah.
like, I just need this just as a reminder to start my day. Like,
you did
check
that.
in with yourself. Are
You
you
absolutely
good?
did that. Like,
Can we talk?
can we talk?
Can we talk?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you did what needed to be done, and I appreciate you for it. But there was no
Absolutely.
doubt in my mind, which is why you were literally
Wow.
the only person, like,
Grateful
to do it.
Grateful.
Let's get into some questions.
Let's
shall
do
we?
it.
Well, we kind of touched on that, but does creating something for someone else feel different from creating things for yourself? Like, I know you have your own music, you're in a group, you do
Sure.
things, but you also perform for other events, other people. Like,
Yeah.
how does that feel?
Well, it always feels great because I'm getting a chance to express myself outside of my own thinking and feelings. So,
Mhm.
just even with you and the jingle, like I was like, you tell me what this podcast is about. Like, what are you doing this for? Who is this for?
Yeah.
How did you arrive at this place? And so, like, if I'm writing for someone or if I'm performing for someone, I always want to ask them, like, what are you going? Like, I know you've asked me, but how do you see me in this? Or what is it that you would like me to say or speak to, like, through the music, right? Or through whatever, art form you're asking me to do, right? And so, I use my expertise, but I'm using your personal feelings, your idea
Yeah.
to make it happen.
Yeah.
If
And
that makes sense.
That's not easy. It doesn't seem like.
It is, and then it isn't, because there are times when, like, as an artist, I know best. And I'm trying to like tell the person, hey, I really feel like the best solution would be to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I just wanted it. Okay.
Right.
Like, that's when
Yeah.
I have to, like, relinquish, that could part of the control or the creative process and be like, this is what the client wants, and you give them what they want. I was in a studio session the other day. Shout out to Kev Choice, man. He's got some new music coming, but I was doing one of the records and I was singing it, and I was like, how was that, Kev? And Kev was like, that was cool. I was like, yeah, but I think I can do it. He was like, actually, no, that was great. You don't have to do it. I'm like, no, let me do it more. He was like, you did it.
Right.
It's good. But if
Yeah.
you want to go, do it again. And so I did it again the way I wanted. He was like, I still like the one that I liked. Oh, you know what? You the boss, man.
Yeah.
You got it. And so in those moments, I can kind of relinquish. Now, granted, Kev is a genius, so I can trust that if he says it's there, and I can put aside my own, like, my personal. I told him too, I'm like, I'm not a perfectionist, but I do try to at least touch it and see what
Are you not?
I'm not well, because perfection is not, it doesn't exist. That's what I end up finding out. It
Very
doesn't really
true.
exist.
Yeah, and you'll
And
drive
so-
yourself crazy trying to get it.
And granted, I appreciate it as a mark, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a real thing. And so though we try for perfection, sometimes he was like, nah, the raw is what I want. That raw. Take the raw.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If the raw is what you're looking for, then that's when I get. So those are the only times where it becomes, like, difficult or challenging.
Yeah.
And even in that, it's kind of like, it's not. It's more like a surrender. Let me say it like that. It's like where you got to surrender to, hey, if this is what they're looking for.
Fair.
Do what they're looking for.
And I mean, as we see with certain people, sometimes you should listen to your team because you might say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
And we can talk about that.
Yeah,
because there's so much to say there, right? There's so much to say, and I want to say it because there's so much love there. I think that's the thing. There's so much love there. There's so much respect there, right? I think for artists, it is important for us. It's like, yes, express yourself, say what you want to say, But be open to the critique of those who love and respect you, right? And don't take loving critique for haterism, if you will.
Yeah.
Especially from people who are actively on the front lines of justice, of liberation, of how we free ourselves via art and language. Like those of us who really do this, right? And who are in these conversations around language and how we navigate the heavies of the world, right?
Yeah.
And I'm one who follows in the legacy of like the Nina Simone's of it is an artist's duty to reflect the times in which we're living in. Yeah. And if that is the case, in these times, we have to be very careful, especially those of us who are who influence young people and youth and children. And these are the most vulnerable of us, right? Yeah. So if there are certain narratives around children and young people that we must be very careful of how we talk around people who abuse children or harm children, physically, emotionally, spiritually, etc., right? Yeah. We got to be careful around how we throw them in the bunch with people who are against harming children and who want to protect children and the most vulnerable of us, right? And so though we believe in, say what you want, because people on the other end who do harm children, they say whatever they want to. And I don't think that those things are right to say, but okay, if you want to stand on that of saying, I can say what I want, and okay, stand on that, but be mindful of who those words may harm, right? And it's not to say that everything you're going to say is going to be perfect and land on everybody, but there is a temperature and there is a thread and there is a tone and there is a theme around how we say things, right? Yeah. And finding that to be very important. Like there's certain things you will never hear me say on a record. You just won't. Yeah. Because it doesn't align with my core values. And it's not on some like self-righteousness. It's not that. It's just when you know who you are and when you're authentic. Yeah. And when you consider, that's the thing, an artist should always consider who this lands on and how this lands. If nothing else in that moment, think of the survivors. What would the survivors say about how you're coupling these people? And I get what you're trying to say. But you're not saying it in the right, it's not even in the right way. It's just what you're saying is just not, it's off because it doesn't hold the awareness, right? And even in the mistake of saying something, not being able to receive the accountability. That's the part. It's the double down. It's not even what you said per se, because we all get that, but it's the double down. And I think that's what, especially for someone who loves and respects artists who are doing things that we haven't seen done before and are like blazing new trails, right?
Especially Black ones.
Especially the Black ones.
Especially Black ones.
And I say that because we are the culture at the end of the day. We just are. Yeah. Globally. It's not just in the States, it's globally. Historically, since we got up in this thing, right? Yeah. We have to be so careful. And again, when we're around children, it just there's a lot I could say. There's a whole there's so much. I could do this all day on this topic alone. But I think I'll say this. What it has shown me is that an artist with my level of knowledge, education, experience, I have to do better at showing artists who are, I think, how old is that young? Okay, let's say a decade behind me-ish.
Roughly, yeah.
5 to 10 behind me, right? I need to do better at creating spaces where I show you really how to be an artist, where I show you, hey, don't partner with McDonald's. I know they gave you this deal, but they're really not in alignment. You don't even need it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need it anyway.
Yeah.
So let's do something else. Or how about maybe we don't become a feature on a song with someone who, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that. Like at least having those conversations as to why we should be more careful, especially as Black artists. Especially if we say we care about the culture, right? And the culture needs to change. The culture now it's not about canceling anybody, but it's about holding people accountable. And I am not a gatekeeper. I tell people I'm not a gatekeeper, but I do have keys to the gate.
Yeah.
And so if we need to lock the door on someone for now, then we can lock the door. And then when it's time to open it, let them in.
Yeah. Once you learn.
Once there's that conversation around, like, you know what, I doubled down and I probably shouldn't have doubled down. I won't die on that hill. Right. And there's the there are people who I find that if you disagree with accountability, you have a problem with love.
Which is...
You do.
Say more about that.
You do, because love and accountability, they're sisters. They love each other.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other, right? If I say I love you, then that means I'm going to hold you accountable, right? To not the you that I see, and by see, I mean the you I want you to be, right? No, it's the you that I'm like, nah, if you're the one telling me I want to be a loving person, I want to show up as love, then that means you have to be held accountable. And when you say I don't want accountability, or I don't want to hold that, or I don't want to face that, or I don't want to hear that, or you can't handle a critique, it's not easy.
No,
it's not easy.
It hurts.
Accountability, yes, it does.
Shame, it's like,
it's guilt.
Oh, y'all saw that?
But those are things that if we say we want to be better humans, that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
We got to hold that, right?
Yeah.
Because what it does is it allows us, when you hold yourself accountable, it only allows for you to be not just a better you, because we all want to be a better us, but like it allows you to love you better and love others better, you know? And if the goal is to bring more love into the world, then that means we're going to need a whole lot more accountability, and people don't want that part of it. And I wish,
unfortunate.
I wish more people would be held accountable. And I can't be mad at you. We have someone in the highest office in the world, and accountability running a whole muck, you know? And so I understand accountability is not popular.
No.
It's not pleasurable sometimes,
but
right?
It's necessary.
It's necessary. And if you really start leaning into the accountability, you start wanting it, and you start saying stuff like this: hold me accountable. I'll be telling people,
absolutely,
hold me accountable. If you see me off my game,
don't let me mess up out
please
here.
Don't have me out here looking crazy. Hold me accountable, because I understand what it looks like when someone holds me accountable. That person really loves me.
Yeah.
You really care about me.
So the thing about this whole like accountability online, because when I was starting to think about starting this podcast, I know I'm not going to say everything right. I try to shape it in a way that lets people know it's my perspective, but still, I'm only human. But sometimes people like project, or they just don't agree, and so they want to bash you or just point to things that aren't even relative to the point you're making.
Yeah, it's not even a full thought.
It's like, what? How'd you even come to that?
That's were triggered, and you just you were triggered by what someone said, and now you got a lot of nothing to say about it.
Zero. There was
circle all around.
Like I was speaking to in one of my earlier episodes about me personally, like enjoying being sober and not being able to have the things that I have today versus when I was not sober.
Yeah.
And this person is saying like, essentially, I won't say, but that I was like weak, because it's like, you could have just quit and still had these things, or like whatever he said. And I'm just like, so you run into things like that. And you know, I knew that was something we'd be up against, but I'm sure you have a lot of people coming at you with their own perspectives and such.
You know, here's a funny thing, right? Because we're full of opinions, right? But I always, we just are. We're humans. But I always say, hold your opinion to the fact first, especially if you want to comment back on somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even when artists mess up, right? Do I think that it is our job to get in the comments and be like, bash and do the canceling and all that, whatever that mess is? I'm not here for that, right? Yeah. If we have a disagreement, right? And even if I know I'm right? Like, I just be knowing, I'm like, I know I'm right, but I'm gonna let you have that, right? Mm-hmm. Even in a moment like that, I always invite the person, put that based on, is that a fact? Are you speaking from fact, or is this your personal experience? Because I don't question someone's human experiences. Like, if that's what you've experienced, then
can't deny
that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But if they're like generalizing something, and I'm like, that's not even true. Like, the numbers don't even speak to that. Yeah. Like, the research doesn't even
end up contradicting themselves. Like, you don't even know what you're arguing about.
I'm like, okay, those are the type of people I don't even give energy. I've been blessed to not have, if anything, I'm in other people's stuff having these conversations. I don't have it on my page because it's just not necessary. And I always try to make sure if I posted it, trust and believe you can find all the research that points to what I'm saying is actually true, right? And whether you believe it or not, that's totally up to you.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, read.
Nobody wants that. That's too much work. I'd rather just fight online.
And that's silly to me. That's such a waste. So I don't even bother. And I hope you don't either. If people are coming in, like even that person's comment, right? Like,
I try.
I know you, I'm sure.
I try.
But even that person's comment, right? Like, to me, that's a projection.
Absolutely.
You're projecting, right? Like, first of all, when someone is trying to tell me how I should do a thing.
Yeah, like, you don't know
and I didn't ask you. That's come on now.
Audacious.
Yeah, people are really, really bold. You know, and that is the internet. That is the world of the internet, unfortunately. But that's why I like doing real stuff like this. Like, talk to me, read a book, do some research.
Okay.
Like, and I'm always like, prove me wrong. Because if I'm not, if there's more that I need to know, tell me.
Yeah, like, it's all about everybody doing better.
It ain't about being right per se, but we are going to be factual and we are going to have sound information around our conversation. Like, we're not just going to be talking out of our behinds.
Yeah, we're going to converse with facts like adults. Yeah. So I try.
No,
I try.
And I'm gonna say this, the more you and this is gonna happen with anybody, any creative doing the opposite of what mainstream culture is doing, right? So you try to bring people to a place of, hey, let's talk about what we got going on. Let me give you my experiences and what I've gone through, right? Anybody trying to help people, it's always going to be one person, if nothing, that's going to come in and try to infiltrate and say the things. And so it's just a matter of, us having the response of like love and peace first. I'm going to give you that first. But also, I'm going to give you the truth and love, whatever. And I'm going to do my best to do it with a smile. With a smile as best I can.
As best I can,
Because I'm really not trying to cause any harm. Like, I'm not trying to give you that energy back, but I am going to let you know you are so wrong. You are loud and wrong.
Yeah, the correction has to.
Yeah, accountability.
Has to be done.
But people aren't used to that, so.
Not at all.
They'll get there.
And I'm sure you've dealt with it for a while.
Oh, sure.
Like, I know. Well, let's go back a bit.
Yeah,
so
we can go back.
You grew up in the church, have been in the church, the black church, your entire life, and you've been in music in the church. And so, like, even before we get to like the groups and dealing with all this as an artist, like, when did you know that music was like your thing? Not just something like you enjoy, but like, this is what you were put here to do. That's how I feel. Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
But like, when did you know?
I feel like it was always just kind of there. But every time I heard music, sang music, saw music, you know, whatever, it just was instant joy, instant, like, it otherworldly for me. You know, I think it was less about, I like that song, or I like that beat, or I like their voice, or I like that, like, but it was like, nah, something else is stirring, right? It's making me go deeper than, say, basketball, because I played basketball. My whole music and basketball were the things.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I bawled.
What?
I bawled.
How did I not know that?
I don't know. I don't, probably because I don't look like an athlete as much. But I balled hard, varsity basketball, all 4 years of high school. Like, I was really good. But music was just much louder. And so it didn't, and so I bring the sports thing up because though I had fun and I was good at it, it didn't do the same. There wasn't this otherworldly thing around it like it was for music. And so, yeah, I just knew. And the more I knew, the more my family would pour into me. My Gigi put me in piano lessons. I didn't stay long. I think I did it for like a few months because basketball was calling me and I wanted to play basketball.
It's very demanding. I understand. Yeah.
And so, you know, my dad plays organ and piano. My mom sang. My family had a gospel group here in the Bay Area called Turner, Allen and Adams. And, you know, so anytime I was around that, like, these were ways in which they would pour into me. And, it just stuck. Like, it just never went away. And by the time it came to college, it was like, you know, I'm definitely not tall enough to compete.
You would have been in there with me.
You know what I'm saying? I was not tall enough to compete. And not to say that you can't, if you're not tall, you can't. But for me, it was just like, this is going to be way more challenging to try to pursue this professionally. And there was no way for me to be a music major and a student athlete because of the way that
the demand was that.
It was no way I could do it because if you're a music major, you got to be in choir and then you have to have your instrument, your discipline. And mine was piano. And so just was not. Yeah, and then you're on the road if you're playing basketball. There's just
I know about the life. Yeah.
So I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision. And so music was like, I'm still here, girl. Like, what you want to do? And I was like, I'm picking you.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to be in music in some way, shape, or form. The artist thing was always there, but I just never knew how that was going to be. Like, I'm Black and I'm queer. We're, you know, we're there, but like, how do I sneak in to do that? And then I'm in the Black church. So then how do I sing secular music and do, like, because I can't be in the gospel. Well, I could, but I have to be quiet about who I am if I'm going to do that. So just,
no, that seems like a conflict. So I did not grow up in the church. My family was not. Okay, because I hear the story. I don't know what a hallelujah night is. I don't.
It is the watered down. I won't even say I shouldn't even play it like that. It was like the church's way of like not letting us feel left out, but in a way for Halloween, but it did make us feel left out because I'm dressed up like a shepherd.
Respectfully, y'all can have that.
Yeah. Like, as I'm saying, it's kind of like those traumas. I'm glad you didn't have to experience.
Yeah, but like I could only imagine because you know, obviously we are both queer and mask presenting.
Child.
I'm sure you ran into your own obstacles as a creative, as a person, and then you add this layer of being Black and queer. Like, what were some things that like you come up against, like? And how does that like influence your creative process?
I mean, even things as small as like wearing what I wanted to wear.
That's not small.
Well, I say small and compared to, and it's not small. You're right. It's not. But something like you have to wear a dress and stockings and kitten heels and not only that, you're the bishop's kid. So you can't even like, this is not like you're just a kid who goes to church. Like you're the you're part of the figurehead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you really, it was a lot of like presenting the way you're supposed to present as the first family, you know? And I'm like, but I like baggy clothes and I play basketball and I don't like the boys. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not looking at them like the other girls in church or like, you know, doing that. I'm not doing that. Like, they're my friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, and actually I have a crush on you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that. Like, it was a lot of that. And so, you know, trying to navigate that, but also like navigating like even purity culture during that time. It was like having that as like, you know, no sex and like almost as if you don't even have a sexuality. Like we don't.
Right.
So it's just, we not talking about sex. We're not gonna, and which is dangerous for young people because especially in the church, because there's so many predators around. And so you're not giving them the information on how to protect themselves, how to be safe. They're already doing stuff at school with their friends anyway.
Yeah,
so
you're not
like
stopping
anything.
They're just going to go find out.
And that's dangerous, you know? So there was a lot of that. So I was just kind of like taking on the idea of, you know, there is no, not that there isn't a sexuality, but you can't be queer and you know you're not straight. So then it's just nothing. You're just...
Yeah.
And so having to exist like that, and then I'm the oldest, so then there's this standard of like doing everything right and being the example.
Yep.
So there's a lot of pressure around that. And then knowing you're creative on top of, and you want to do the opposite, but then they want you to like do church music and you're like, but Christian rap sucks. Like they're not rapping as good as Pac is rapping right now, and I'd rather, you know. And so, and then also being Black and understanding my Blackness. And granted, the Black church is, you can call it like one of the Blackest places, but it's oftentimes not the safest place for Black people, depending on what theology is being taught. Yep. And normally the theology is just the theology that was given to them by white supremacists. So there's that. So there's a lot of layers where that's concerned, at least for me being a child of the Black church. But what I was able to hold on to is one of those things where it's like, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, the Black church has harmed just as many people as it has saved, if that makes sense. And depending on who you are, you got a taste of both, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like I got the both, you know. In some regards, it did a lot of damage. And in other regards, it really was helpful, you know. And the ways in which it helped me grow as a musician. Those are the best musicians and singers you'll ever find is in the Black church. They're not in the club. They are not at the lounge. They are not on tour, actually.
Okay.
They are Sunday morning from 10 to 12. You get to see them sing their hearts out and play their hearts out. So I got to see that. I got to witness that. And I got to take that in. And they taught us a lot about our Blackness, though, too. Like, a lot of what I know about Black history is because of the Black church, right? I wasn't learning it at school, you know.
But of course not.
In my Black church, we were talking about all the things, right? Now, it wasn't as radical, but it was definitely Black history and information that I wouldn't have got anywhere else. So there's a lot, you know, that I got from it. But I think what it ultimately did, it really drew me closer to like Creator, if you will, God, if you will, and what I believe in, how I should show up in outside of whatever the book is trying to tell me. Because you can find anything you want in that book. If you want to be a warmonger, you can use the Bible for that. If you want to be a person of peace, you can use the Bible. You can use it for anything. And so for me, I decided not so much to like place my entire life on this book, because I know history will show you exactly what that book is and how it is used. So I don't place my, you know, my life and my decisions on what the Bible says. I've unlearned those things. What I have adopted is this idea of like, well, how do I show up for the least of us, the left out and the looked over? How do I show up for the most vulnerable? How do I show up for myself? You know, I believe in like the greatest commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. So if you have a hard time loving yourself, you're not going to be able to love your neighbor. You'll gladly watch your neighbor get kidnapped by ICE. You'll gladly watch your trans friends' rights taken away. Like if you don't love yourself, you have that. So I try to remain in that posture, right? Of love and, you know, do justice, you know, show mercy, you know, those things and just relying on that. So I'm grateful for those lessons. And I'm glad that even now as I serve in a Black church, who's nothing like what I grew up in. And I'm really grateful for that space because I would have never thought that a place like that even existed. Yeah. Like, oh, this is a church where I can be authentically myself. Right. Nobody's damning me to hell. Everybody says I'm loved and see you in the afterlife. And like, it's like that. Like, that's not things that I grew up hearing, you know? Yeah. And just seeing a church be on the front lines of like social justice for real. Like they're not playing no games.
As it should be.
You know what I'm saying? So I get to say in my lifetime that I got to see that there are many Black queer people who can't say that, you know? And so I get to be in that space, and that space is important to me so that I can remind my other queer folk that there are spaces that whatever your experience was with the church, be it or your religion or whatever you prescribe to, that there are places that and people in your respective religion or spiritual belief system that love you and that see you as fully human and don't see you as a walking abomination and all the things we heard. Know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you are made in the image of God, that you are all those things. And so I get to be that. I get to show up every Sunday as that example and as that representation of like, not like, see, I'm saved and I'm me. I'm exactly who God made me to be. And I don't have to change anything. If anything, I'm changing how I treat people. Yeah. If anything, I'm changing how I move in this capitalist society. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that needs to change, or those things. It's not who you are and who you love.
Exactly. Because I didn't grow up, so I don't know and understand all the things, but I don't think whatever version of God people believe in would intentionally make someone that is the thing that he tells you is not right. Like, I just don't believe it. So I don't believe
God would make you to hate you. That's crazy. Like, that's wild work. Like, what kind of God is that? Yeah. You go ahead and keep that God for yourself.
Is this? Yeah. Like,
that doesn't make sense, but that's not what I believe. And I never did. Even when I was sitting up under some of those teachings as a kid, and that thing in me, the God in me, if you will, be like, that's not true. Don't believe that. You know, as a child, you have to kind of sit on those things because you know, it's survival mode. And that's part of why I left to go to school, was because I needed it just to be me and God. Nobody else. It's just us. Yeah. You hold me accountable. You show me where to go. I don't have, you know, the church's influence over me, my parents, my family's expectation, none of that. You guide me. Only. Yeah. And I'm far away. So this is not driving.
No interference.
No interference. We don't really do that. And it wasn't until then that I was able to like really like let my hair down, if you say, and just be. And even that was interesting to navigate, right? Because even Black colleges have their HBCUs have their things. And I'd be like, wait.
Yeah, there's always spaces and places with
that's a whole nother conversation. But I will say, like, if it weren't for me doing that, I wouldn't have been able to test whatever theology they were teaching me with the theology that was in me from birth in terms of who I am, who I'm meant to be, what's true and what's real about me, and how that connects with who placed me here, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so I've had to lean into that. And I'm so glad that you did not have that experience. Unfortunately, there are many queer Black church kids, even now. They might be listening now. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that thing that's in you that's telling you, you know, this is some bullshit's naive that they talking.
Yeah.
Believe that.
Mhm.
Believe, because that's really the God in you. That's
Exactly.
God. That's really God. Whatever they're telling. If my wonderful dear sister and collaborator and Be Imaginative, shout out to Aisha Walker. She told me on a birthday, we were having this conversation on my birthday some years ago, and we got on the topic of love and, you know, life, and she was asking me like, you know, and so as I'm telling her how, she was like, I'm gonna just tell you like this: if it ain't love, it's a lie. And I said, that's been my whole life.
Wow.
That's how I
yeah.
knew something wasn't true. Like, it didn't sound like love. It didn't feel like the love that we're taught. Oh, God
Mhm.
loves you.
That
And
inner knowing.
that inner,
like, this don't feel
that
right.
don't feel like, if it feels like this is a lie, this doesn't feel true. If it ain't
Mhm.
love, it's a lie. And we say, oh, that God is love. Okay. And we also say God is not human in the sense that God would lie.
Yeah.
So if God is love,
What
and
y'all
if it
telling me
love,
ain't making sense.
it's not. Thank
Yeah,
you.
'cause what I'm feeling,
it's a whole big old
not adding up.
contradiction.
Yeah.
Contradiction. So I lean into the truth in love,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the only way you can know what love truly is, and I think that's how I learned love, was I had to get away from some of the lies, right, that were told to me, and they probably thought they were telling me the truth.
They probably thought they were doing it to protect you, which came from a place of love.
So they thought.
Yeah.
So they thought. But it came from a place of indoctrination.
Oh, and that's the real tea.
The real tea.
Mhm.
That's the gag.
Yeah, it's
The gag is it's indoctrination.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it wasn't love. But when you finally understand what love is, that's why I say lean into that commandment of love your neighbor as yourself, because that is the cycle of love. It shouldn't just begin and end with me. It's supposed to be able to spread. It's supposed to reach the next person. And if it's not doing that, if it's cutting people off, if it's keeping people away from whatever it is, that's a lie.
Yeah.
You telling lies over there.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
yeah. So I as I've come to get older, I understand like love is pain inevitably, because you can't keep the things that you love.
You cannot
forever. And it makes me think of like your album Good Grief. Well, project, I don't know, EP. I'm not familiar.
Well, it was more of it was a labor of love. It was a project.
It wasn't
wonderful. It wasn't even on my list of things to do.
No. Yeah. If y'all we gonna put all your music and stuff in the description, because that
appreciate
a masterpiece. But when I think about like creating, like especially as a Black artist or a Black creative, like the love that you create from, it's also can be rooted in pain and hurt. And so like when you're creating, because your music is so like positive and affirming, is it still rooted in like love, or do you pull from like a source of pain as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's right. If I say I'm SōLauren, right, then that means you got to get all of me authentically. and sometimes SōLauren is in pain. And grief hurts. It is painful. It's painful. I don't know anybody who says they love grief. I've never heard anyone say that they'll take it on. This is the most inconvenient part of humanity I've ever witnessed. More inconvenient than my phone blacking out earlier. Like, grief is one of those things you just cannot, you can't solve for why. Yeah, you can't solve for why on that one. I'm sorry. You cannot. And so it's a painful process. And so when you hear the music, if you hear Good Grief, though I always, like you said, I my music is positive and it is affirming, but I can't reach the positivity of it if I don't tap into the pain. I've heard many healers talk about clean pain before, when you talked about, not being able to hold on to the things you love all the time, right? And being able to let go. We talked about surrender earlier. Those are things I find to be clean pain. Facing the things you don't want to talk about, or things that are hurtful, or things in your past, like that's clean pain, right? And we say it's clean because of what it results in afterwards, right? Like it hurts.
Yeah, but it's over.
Right.
The chapter's ended, yeah.
And there is a cleansing, if you will, that happens, a washing over, right? Washing, not so much washing away the memory of the pain. It's there. Like, I'll never forget where I was, in certain moments when certain things happen and grief. I'll never forget those things.
Really sticks. Can't remember what happened last weekend, but
couldn't tell.
You remember vividly.
I remember vividly. I can tell you what I had on, what I was wearing, who I was with. Like, I can tell you those things, right?
Yeah.
And because the pain is real, but as a creative, it is my responsibility to transmute the pain and that energy into something useful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it can't just be a dump. Nah. We got plenty of Black pain and art.
There's tons of that, right? And there's room for it, right? Because it's hard. If you Black, you're going to find pain in this process. It's the most beautiful thing to be. I love being Black. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
At all.
I wouldn't even trade the pain of being Black. I can't, it doesn't, because we don't stay in it, if that makes sense.
No.
Like it's something that we're able to do something with pain that I just haven't seen anyone else do. We create the blues. You know what I'm saying? We create hip hop. You know what I'm saying? When we're in pain. We create Negro spirituals when we're in pain.
Yeah.
Like we make stuff.
Yeah. I just went on this tangent of like how we got like a lot of like Black foods. It came from getting scraps that we turned into
that's painful.
Gold. Like that's literally
scraps that were never even in our natural diet. You see what I'm saying?
Turn it to gold.
Gold.
Yeah.
To this day, top tier cuisine. You know what I mean? And so that's what we do with the pain. But I am I look to make music that alleviates some of our pain.
Yeah.
It's to make medicine. You know? Yeah.
And I mean, as someone who listens, like your music is healing, like truly.
It's gotta be.
And I think you can only get that when you've gone through it, which is why I'm like, look, I might not have all the answers.
Yeah.
But we can talk about it because especially, in the Black culture, might as well. Like in the Black culture is you put everything, sweep everything under the rug, don't talk about it. And that does a lot of harm. And so it's like,
this house stays in this house. We've heard that. Yeah.
And it's like, no, like we need to talk about it because that's just hurting us. And so if we have to put ourselves out there for the sake of healing.
Then so be it.
So be it.
Yeah.
Because if it starts like a movement of people wanting to be more out and spreading love and healing and correcting things, then let's do it. Someone has to start.
Somebody's got to do it. And it's not easy. It's not easy to like sit with your pain and try to create something. That's one of the hardest things an artist can do, is to sit. But it's again, if you're an artist, difference between being an artist and somebody who just like, I make songs, that's different.
Yeah.
An artist, your responsibility, you have to go deep. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You must. If you want your art to be potent, if you want your art to be impactful, and that's something that I want it to be.
And to last beyond you.
I just sang a cover of Lauryn Hill's X Factor, right?
Please.
I know.
Please.
You see what I'm saying? She was in pain. You have to be in pain to write that. You have to be in pain,
Yeah.
brokenhearted enough to write that,
Woo.
to talk
Yeah.
about that. You know what I'm saying? But look how much of a classic it is. Look how even I just said the name. I didn't even sing it, but
Because it went right to the
immediately it
pain.
went right to
Yep.
you know, and just even where she draw. I come from, and that's another one who follows in the legacy of Nina Simone, right? When we as Black artists follow that tradition, not trend.
Yes.
Black artists, not the trend.
No.
We have a tradition that we get to draw, and a legacy that we get to pull and draw from, that shows us how to turn our pain into power, into medicine, into healing, into love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have that ability. So projects like A Good Grief are, you know, my ways of expressing that pain, but through love. I did that because I love my family. I love my grandparents. I love my journey, you know, though hard, though painful, though challenging and very layered, you know. I love my grandparents. They were but they're also the same people that have me sitting up in churches that were
With the
sitting
kid meal.
with the kid, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and they, like you said, they thought that they were doing, and they were to the best of their ability, based on what they and I love how you know, a lot of folks in the Black church who are deconstructing are talking about, you know, the God of your understanding. Like that's the God of their understanding was like, you take your grandkids to church because that's what your grandmama did and your grandmama before them, and so that's, you know, and to some extent, that was our safe space as Black people, you know, but that's not the only space.
No.
So spaces like this, being Black and using our pain, using your pain to even create this podcast, right? You know, like using my pain to create Good Grief, you know, like that's what this is about. Like we don't go through for nothing. A friend of mine visited my church maybe a couple of weeks ago, and they hadn't heard me sing in a while too. It's been a long time, and they were like, "Wow, you know, like you sound like you got some been through on you." I say, "Yeah, because I've been through." Oh. Like, you know, when somebody, like you say, when you've been,
you can't fake it.
You can't fake. I can't teach you. And that's why I say hire a person to do these things. Because I ain't been through.
Yeah.
Like I've been through.
Yeah.
Like you've been through. Like we've been through. They don't,
Yeah.
They can't feel that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's an artist, I won't say the name because I love this artist. And they're an R&B. And
which is a place where you should not, you can't fake it.
They got the rhythm, they ain't got the blues. And I was just talking to Janae about that. You cannot fake them blues.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't. You know, you can sing the blues. People sing the blues all the time, but like to embody it,
that's
to
different.
where you're unlocking the medicine of the blues. That's why I say Black people created the blues out of our pain, out of our struggles. Stop playing with us.
Yeah.
So when people tap into like, and you talking R&B, you're talking about our pain that was birthed. R&B was birthed out of the church. You don't just like that comes out of the church. Why do you think all the greatest R&B singers sound so good? Because they went to church. They grew up in church first. Your favorite producers, all the ones worth their salt, I'll say.
Right.
Anybody that is considered an icon, a GOAT, whatever you want to call it, guarantee you traced it back. They were at church. But that's where you learn how to sing with some been through. You know what I'm saying? You hear the testimony. It's embedded. Yeah. And it is a part of our DNA, is a part of our sound. So you can't fake that.
No.
You can't fake that. And so I try to be as authentic. Like I don't have all the the gospel, you know, vocal isms. Like I can tap in every now and then, but I'm not, you know, you ain't gonna get Shirley Caesar or somebody, you know what I'm saying?
But
like,
Shirley was good for our time.
Yeah, you know that. But like I don't have all of those things, but I have the influence. And I know how to grab it if need be to pull from, you know, where that sound comes from.
Yeah.
You know? So
Absolutely.
yeah, I hope whoever that artist is that they figure it out.
I'll tell you who off camera.
Okay, you can tell me off camera, and I'll tell you if they gonna get it or not.
They probably won't.
They probably won't get it.
I think we understand.
And this is why we need, you know, We need these conversations.
Yeah, I think they've gotten as close as they can.
As close as they
but,
can? Okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
there have been a number of times where I've listened to different songs of
Yeah.
yours, but like, correct me if I'm getting the title wrong, but is it Find Your Way?
Yeah, Find Your Way.
I've listened to that song and some hard moments.
That's my favorite one.
You done made me cry.
Yeah. Oh.
Like,
come on. Me too.
Because you can't, because if you find a better way, let me know.
Because I'm married to none of this.
Please.
So if you find a better way, let me know.
know.
But I already know that you really don't. There isn't. Love is the only way.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's why I said, if it ain't love, I know you lying to me. I know you lying. I know you lying. That is, and it's painful to know that people that you thought like really loved you was really like lying the whole time. Even if it wasn't intentional, that's hard. But a song like Find Your Way, yeah, you gonna find the pain. I'm telling you the timeline. That's the whole grief. That was just in a few months. That wasn't even a year of grief. That was
just a little snapshot.
That was what I could fit into 16.
Yeah.
You know? Like.
Yeah. I like music like The Blue Hour by Rex Life Raj.
I almost wear that hat today too.
Ooh.
But you know that I went to was at August Hall when he was on the tour, and the tour came to San Francisco. And I went to that tour and I was still I don't even know if Good Grief was out yet. I don't remember, but I went with Kariga. But we were all still very much so, you know, in the grief of it all. But being at a concert where the artist, literally you toured on an album that was about the grief.
And
about
you talk
the
about
grief,
it every night.
Every night?
Ooh.
I can't even imagine that. Like, that's why y'all have not seen me perform. I feel it is as far as I can really go.
That's a good one,
at least at this time.
Yeah.
That's as far as I can go. That's about as far as I can go on Good Grief. Because it really goes there. But I will say this: being able to see someone tour from city to city, singing songs about their grief, it healed a part of me as an artist, because they tell you in the industry that nobody wants to hear about it. They won't support it, right?
Sorry to drive it home, but especially if you're Black.
Oh, they definitely don't want to hear about your grief.
No,
not at all. No one cares, actually. That's the sad part. But what that tour showed me was that people are ready, at least the ones who are ready.
Right.
There is a demographic of people who are looking and searching for music that heals them and guides them through the real stuff, the real life stuff.
Yeah.
Not just getting you ready for your friend's party or whatever. Nah, this is life stuff. And one thing I know about grief, it's going to touch everybody. Some way, shape, or form. You can't run from that thing. Try.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you.
Yeah. And when you
find a better way, let me know.
Let me know.
Please tell me.
It's like you think you got away from it, you heal past it, and then something random will come up. And you right back like,
it is the most inconvenient thing, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful to be able to be in the company of artists who are willing to do that. Kariga Bailey does the same thing. Soul Development does the same thing. Like, you know, we talk about, because that's real. There's nothing more. And if you're an artist any artist or creative, if you are afraid to talk about your grief or to express your grief through your art, you're not ready. 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 I don't care how good you are at what you do. You are not ready. If you are not able, or if you aren't even able to help use your creativity to help someone express their art, you're not ready. Because I'm telling you, art imitates life. It does. It does.
Absolutely.
It does. And you can't have one without the other. Just like you can't have love without accountability. Art and life go hand in hand.
Yep.
They are reflections of one another. And so, yeah, I always want to advocate for artists showing up in their grief and in their stuff and in their real.
Yeah.
And just being honest. We ain't all got it together.
Okay. Please.
No.
Yeah. And if, like, you think you do, I'm telling you, in the process, you're going to learn you do not. There have been things that have been uncovered during this process for me. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not running from it because
No.
this is what it's about. If you're really doing it from a place of love and you're looking to heal and help, then it's going to be a little messy. It's not going to be comfortable.
It's not. And if you're not willing to go there, are you really alive?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, not like really. Are you? If you're like, or are you just existing? You know, I don't know. Existing is not enough for me.
No.
Like being alive means I'm actively moving through the things. I'm not running from the things. I'm not avoiding, and I'm not even trying to pretend. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm really being real about it. Like, nah, life sucks right now. Life's hard right now, and I'm gonna write a song about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna leave it there. I'm always gonna leave you with the positive side, right? Even with Find Your Way, like there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope.
Yes, there is.
There's hope. There's hope, but we gonna keep it real.
Right.
We gonna keep it all the way real.
Because that's all we can
That's
do.
all we can do. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, though. I know this is not my podcast.
Hit me.
But I got a question for you because being able to overcome the things that you've overcome, what made you say a podcast is needed? Like, was it like I've overcome these things and I don't see or hear, there aren't any podcasts that I could go to or places that I could have gone to? Or was it this is just for me, and if people with it, cool?
Yeah.
Like, what made you say, like, this is the way that I want to contribute after going through all that I've gone through? What was that?
So it's a bit layered, but originally I got told that I should start a podcast back in 2019 when I was actually going through my first round of being sober. I was in a group speaking to people, and I guess the way in which I could speak to people, someone was like, you should do a podcast. And I'm like,
and you should.
Yeah, okay. But I'm like, okay, cool. So I've kind of kept it in the back of my mind. But then, everyone started dropping podcasts, and then it really, really took off in the last few years. So I was like, nah.
Yeah.
But then to that same note, everybody who should have one, shouldn't have one, everybody has it, and they're talking about things that really don't matter. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some great podcasts out there.
There are.
And I will plug it all day. Grits and Eggs podcast, like,
come on.
He is talking about some real stuff.
Yes.
And he's not sugarcoating it.
That's right.
And this also came at the time where I discovered him, where I'm getting back into entertaining the idea of starting a podcast because it's like everyone's starting it.
Yeah.
And, admittedly, I'm like telling myself I can't, making myself small. And thank God for my partner, who is the biggest supporter and is like, had never let it go. Was like, you should start this podcast.
Yeah.
Been telling me for years and years and years. So fast forward, I lose my job. I got all this free time. And she's like, you should.
This is the time.
Hey, let's just try it for fun. Like, just do it. You don't even have to put it out, but you don't want to look back and regret it. So I start entertaining it. I've also had situations where I have shared things about my story on social media.
Okay. Yes.
Mainly like drinking.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a stigma in my age group. There's a stigma in culture in general.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all all out partying, drinking, do the thing. I don't drink.
Yeah.
And you won't force me to drink. And I'm proud to be sober.
Yeah.
And the response I've gotten from that, I'm like, oh, maybe I should do this.
Do this, yeah.
And, without getting too far into it, like spiritually, like I just have gotten signs that like, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I feel things were put in my life and removed from my life that kind of were like, now you got to do it.
You got, yeah.
We tried to be gentle.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm like, okay, let me give it a shot for me to say that at least I did it.
At least you did it.
And then when I let people know that I was going to do it, like, again, the response that I got back is like, oh, y'all need to hear this. Like, y'all want to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, like, I'm talking about things that I wish people would have talked about because I know even if it's just one person, there's somebody out there who is listening to this and that needs this. And I'm ultimately helping. And so even on the days where it's like, you want to just give it up quick because it's a lot of work. And I'm starting from ground zero by myself.
And it's you.
And it's me. It's my heart. It's my business. I'm very private. I literally have a tattoo that says introvert. Because I do not put myself out there, and this is very much so putting myself out there.
You are a full-on artist when it comes to this.
Yeah.
You are a full-on artist.
And I am sensitive about it.
Yeah, and you are...
I'm sensitive about it. And, that vulnerability aspect is not easy.
No,
but I just understand it's deeper than me.
Yes.
And I think it's happening at this time because it's needed right now.
Yes.
And so I put my personal feelings aside and I do it for something that I understand is bigger than myself.
Bigger than yourself. That's right. That's why I say you're an artist, because you care about the one.
Absolutely.
Even if it's the one, especially because you know what you have is needed.
Yeah.
And you're willing to share it vulnerably. Like, I think that's the part of being an artist and a creative that most people shy away from, is the vulnerability part. And that's how you miss the one. Because the doing, everybody's doing, like you said, everybody has a podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it with intention and with the mindset of like, this is needed and one person could use this information.
Yeah.
That to me is like a sign of like, yeah, you're an artist.
Yeah. I was working with a life coach before this process started. Shout out to Dr. Cornell, which I will talk about soon. We knew we would run up against like the blockers, your own personal beliefs. And so he was asking me, what are you going to tell yourself to keep going when you lose the excitement, the momentum? And it was that sentiment of like, somebody needs this. And so I have a sticky note that I have on my desk that I look at every day that says, somebody needs this.
Wow.
They just haven't found it yet.
That's
Keep going.
Right. Yes.
And I look at it.
Yes.
When I want to shut that laptop. When I want to cut that camera. I'm like, you never know how close you are.
Yeah.
Who you're impacting.
You just don't know.
And that's why it's important.
That's enough. That's enough to keep going. Wow. I just needed to know, because people do podcasts all the time for all kinds of reasons. Some people just like to hear themselves talk. Some people, like you said, ain't talking about nothing anyway.
Zero.
But when you know that you're again, this is something that's needed. No, people need to talk about this. This is saving somebody's life.
Someone. And I don't care if it's just one. Because it's me, like, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I have to honor myself. And if honoring myself honors others and helps others, so be it. So if I got to be the person on the front line,
be the one.
Talking about it.
Then be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I admittedly sometimes get, like, worried about what people will say, like, my family or, like...
Yeah.
What if this person doesn't want me to tell things? But it's like, my mom was like, it's your experience.
Yeah.
She's like, I know you're going to talk about me, but it's your experience. It's your story. And I'm like, you are right.
You good for even indulging, because I don't ask.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I'm like, because I feel like, one, we're grown, but two, like, what is it doing for me by not sharing my experience, right? And at the end of the day, if you got a problem with it, then you need to That's on
That's
you.
on you. That's on you. That's not my problem. Yeah.
That's how I experienced you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm not here to bash.
Yeah, it's
but
not a bash.
this is how it impacted
Yeah,
me.
no.
If you
I
don't
always
what
tell
I'm
people,
saying,
be careful how you treat songwriters and creatives because you might wind up in a song.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. You better be careful.
You better be careful. Now, I'm grateful that I've gotten to a place where it's like I can write a song, but then I filter myself in the sense like that we were talking about earlier, like being aware.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Lauren, now. Is that for you?
Yeah.
Or, is that if it's for me, then that's for you.
Yeah.
But is that for the masses? Is that helpful? It's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Right.
Delete. Or I always do this, and I love being a songwriter because I get to say, because I have the freedom as an artist, like, no, I need to say that as a songwriter, I say, but can we say it better? Is there a way we could say that?
Yeah.
Like what old boy was saying wasn't so much. We understood the sentiment.
Yeah.
But you could have said that so much better. In a way that covered all the bases.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
I was like, huh?
But I will never
Yeah.
But I'll never double down on a particular lyric or topic if I like.
Yeah, because if that's a hill you die on.
Yeah, there's just certain hills.
Be prepared.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple of rapid fire questions for you. Because you are an artist, so of course we gotta ask artistic questions. So
for sure.
And I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind.
First thing. Like don't think about it, just well, as the thought comes.
Yeah.
Okay.
First song that made you feel something as a kid.
Ooh. First song? That's hella hard. Okay. First song that made me feel something as a kid. And by kid, you mean like before
however you interpret it.
I want kids because kids are teen. Anything in teen too. Okay, I will say this. Brandy's Have You Ever made me feel like I hadn't even been in a relationship at that point. I hadn't had like barely a crush, right? But something about how that was sung to me, I'll never forget having my crush and walking up them hills in San Francisco and just with my Walkman on, my headphones, and Have You Ever, I'm just almost to tears.
Okay.
Like I'm in this breakup and there's no relationship.
There's no story.
Breakup. There's no story whatsoever. But
yeah,
I'll have to say, have you ever really? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Did that. It really took me there. It took me through there for sure.
Okay.
It hadn't even been through it.
That's what good music will do.
It will do. But have you ever for sure? Oh my God. Even as I'm thinking about, walking up the hill now in my head. Lord,
took you back, huh?
Took me all the way back.
Yeah. That's why I love music. Like it can really just
transform
you right there.
Right there.
It's my favorite like art form.
Same.
Best advice you've ever gotten about your craft?
The best advice I've ever gotten about your craft. One of my professors at Hampton University told me there's no business like repeat business. Because in show business, they tell you there's no business like show business, right? But why he told us that was like, you can get the gig, right? But if you don't get the call back, if they don't keep calling you back, like that's not the business. That just means there's no business like repeat business. Like they call you to come do something else again, you did that. So at least as it pertains to my craft.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No business like repeat business.
Worst advice? Because I'm sure.
Worst advice. Sing or write music that's like popular, like or
cookie cutter.
Or and by popular mean like, well, this is what everybody's writing about, so you need to have a song about such and such because this is like, like advice like that is horrible.
Yeah.
People trying to tell you to create based on trends and things like that. Like, not if you're an artist, create what you are supposed to create and what you know is in you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but horrible advice.
I agree. And that goes with anything. That's why I'm not a fan of like TikTok and stuff. It's like,
what are you doing, people?
Yeah, that's
that's
cringe.
horrible advice that I've gotten.
Okay. The typical one artist, living or past, you wish you could collaborate with.
I mean, I hate to do Brandy again.
Oh, I
Of course
know,
it
that's
would
your
be Brandy,
girl.
but since you said that's living, but who has gone on? Ooh. I'm gonna say Pac. I'm gonna say Pac.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna
That'd be
say
a
Pac.
dope album.
I would definitely say I would have loved to collaborate with Pac, and especially now too, because I feel like if he were here, he would be just
Upset.
he would be
Yeah.
pissed at what is
Yeah.
going on right now.
Mm.
But I feel like we could write something together that would like be impactful, you know,
Yeah.
that would speak to the times that we're living in. For
Absolutely.
Sure. So for sure, Pac.
I would pay for that.
I would too.
Man.
I'd pay to work with Pac, you know.
That would
but-
be beautiful.
Yeah, but for sure, Tupac Shakur.
What's a song you wish you had written?
God, there's so many. Jesus. A song that I wish I wrote. Ooh. Man, that's tight because there's so many. You really got me on for a rapid fire. Okay, I'm gonna just say anything that Stevie Wonder wrote. Anything he wrote, I wish I wrote it. I wish I wrote it. I wish I wrote anything he wrote. It don't matter.
I do love Stevie.
Yeah, anything
Yeah.
Stevie, you can. Yeah, it don't matter. Pick a song.
As
I wish I wrote. Oh, I so wish I wrote that.
yeah, it's my favorite Stevie Wonder song.
Yeah, anything of him.
Yeah.
I wish I wrote it.
Timeless, honestly. Favorite Black sitcom theme song?
Dang. This is so hard. Living Single.
I knew you were gonna say that one. This is like
it was between that. I mean, Moesha I love, but there's so many different versions of that based on
Yeah.
the season. So it's like there's some versions that I love more, but that Living Single, man, you got Queen Latifah on there rapping and singing. Like what you go like,
Yeah, you can't beat it.
yeah.
A slap.
It's
for
a
sure.
and it slaps, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Last one.
Mhm.
What emotion do you want people to feel when they hear your music?
An emotion that I want people to feel.
Or like thing, if you can't think of like an emotion.
Yeah. I want them to feel the spirit.
Mm.
And they can define that for themselves. But they'll know it when they feel it. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I want people to feel. I want you to know that like when I was creating this, the divine was present.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's what I want people to feel. The divine.
Well, they
spirit.
can.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah, I don't create without it. I just don't. I feel like it's not possible to create what I want to create.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not possible without it. So yeah, the divine. Yeah. Those are great rapid response questions.
Oh, thank you. You know how to come correct.
No, you came all the way correct, man, because you had me
Mm.
thinking, like,
Mhm.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm gonna be pondering on these more all week too, like just to be like, yeah, just to go deeper.
Yeah.
myself.
Cause you know, I know you so much, but like
Yeah.
there's some deeper questions about
Yeah.
like smaller parts.
Yeah,
of you, you know?
no, that's but they're also deep when I think about it. Like,
Mhm.
gosh, like songs that really made me feel as a child. Like, oh, so many.
Yeah.
So-
My first song that I think of,
What?
Pony by Genuine.
I mean, if I'm being for real, middle school
hey,
that was we all wanted a little pony at that.
I was not in middle
Wait.
school.
I was in middle school. How old were you when that song?
I
came?
was 4.
Okay.
So that's a little different.
At 4 and Pony is different than 12 and Pony. That
I said, oh, I like this.
12 and Pony is different.
I took it literally.
You did. Oh yeah, you were
Pony.
4. You didn't have
innocent.
You didn't know.
No. But I grew
so
up.
here's the thing. I didn't necessarily know what pony meant, but I knew that it didn't mean
wasn't no pony.
There was no pony involved. Yeah. And my mom was real good at like telling us what songs meant. Like if she would turn a song off, we'd be like, hey, but we like, no, that means that we'd like, well, guess we won't be hearing that.
I'm gonna have to get that later.
Mom. Yeah. Thanks, Mom. But yeah, that pony. Pony at 4 is different.
Yeah. Everyone who knows me knows Pony. That's my song, which is hilarious.
I mean, it was fire. We hadn't heard anything like that before. In terms of like, they were in their bag. Yeah. They were in their bag.
Absolutely.
They was in their bag when they did that. And I hadn't seen dancing like that. He was giving like Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Chippendales. We hadn't seen an artist dance like that. Yeah. And all the gyrating and things. But yeah.
And that's not even my playing field. But he looked good. He looked good.
He looked amazing. Not my playing field either. But I can appreciate humanity looking good. I can appreciate it.
Okay.
And that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
The appreciation
ends there.
Ends right there. Ends and begins there.
Truly.
Appreciate what the Lord has done all over you, but leave it over there.
Okay.
Leave it over there.
From the bar. No. Well, this has been absolutely amazing.
Oh, phenomenal.
Thank you for this conversation.
Anytime.
We need to let the people know where they can find you. What do you have coming up?
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting on new music.
And it is so on the way. You can find me at SōLauren Adams on Instagram. I'm usually there. I'm on TikTok and stuff too. I don't run the page. But I'm there. Every now and then they hand me the phone to respond back. They're like, oh, someone responded. But I'm not as active on there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Music-wise, so none of my music is on any of the streaming platforms right now because streaming platforms just treat artists like we're not artists. And it's sad. So if you are looking for my music and you want to support, you can find me at SōLauren.bandcamp.com. SōLauren.bandcamp.com. And all my music is there. Yeah, you can just tap in with me. Like, I'm really just a person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do the artist celebrity thing. Like, I just like human to human. Let's just keep it. Yeah. I just like that. That's not to say I don't know who I am. Okay.
Because you must.
Doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
But it just means like you don't have to. That's not a part of. I don't carry that. Like, how I connect with people. So yeah, just tap in. Facebook, but I don't really be on there. I'm trying to think of all the places that I'm at. And you can always come see me in Berkeley at the Way.
Okay.
Every Sunday at 10.
Every Sunday, 10 a.m.
Yeah, you can pull up and just come and visit. I'm in Soul Development, SOL. Stands for Source of Light. So you can find us. I'm always doing work with them. Doing some great work, Soul Development, working with the Valkyries and our young people in the juvenile detention centers. So yeah, doing a lot of that work and just partnering with people who want to do right by people. So if you're doing any of that, holla at me. New music is coming. My album, I think we talked about it briefly during when we did the Vibrant SPW, but Here Goes Everything is on the way. The rollout is beginning. So you can listen to some snippets on my Instagram page and, hear what's coming. Got some fire. It is R&B related, but everybody can listen to it. You can play it in the car with your grandma and she's not going to get offended. You can play it in the car with a 4-year-old and they won't be, trying to gyrate and things, but it's just good music, you know? So that's coming this summer. What else? Oh, I'm doing like I don't want to call it a tour because people they be having expectations. But I am going to be traveling more and performing more of the music. You be able to hear more of Good Grief. I'm finally ready to perform like Find Your Way, and you'll get More Than I Feel It this time around. So yes. Yeah, like I'm doing things. I'm growing. If anything, there's more happening on the inside of me than there is on like in the outside. And that actually reflects what's getting ready to happen on the outside. So I'm super excited. I'm trying to get some muscles. So if somebody has a trainer.
I mean, I'm not a trainer, but I can get something.
Yeah, I am trying to get some muscles so I can, feel stronger, if that makes sense. It's not so much the aesthetics. I'm happy with me. But I want, when there's that body you see.
Oh, I know.
I know you know. Yeah.
I know.
And they just want to pop out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am looking to do that aesthetically. But other than that, like it's just goodness and upward and forward motion is what I like to say. That's happening. Upward and forward. So yeah. So just be on the lookout. Just be ready to support. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Be ready to support.
Yeah. Don't want to hear no excuse. It's not on Spotify.
Support Black creators. Okay.
I mean, if you're here, you should know. Yeah. Like, come on.
Support your Black creators.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's it. And whatever else RJ want me to do. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I could catch you.
Yeah, I know.
Busy woman to catch up with.
It's a lot going on.
But that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
It is a good thing. It's a God thing. That's what I've been finding out. It's a God thing. Because I ain't doing it. I'm not making myself busy.
Yeah. It's a blessing for sure.
But yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Yeah.
Any final thoughts? Anything you want people to leave this episode with having?
Don't be afraid to take care of yourself for real. Like go there with yourself. If it's getting a therapist, if it's getting a trainer, if it's thinking more positively about yourself, speaking over yourself positively. Do the thing that scares you the most right now. The thing that you're like avoiding. The thing that like, that makes you be like, I know if I just did this, things would just start falling into. Do that thing.
Take that leap.
Take the leap. Realize that you're worth that leap. You are absolutely worth it. If you have a mind to do it, do it. Because you're worth it. You're worth doing that. Yeah. Eat clean if you can. Move your body. Just don't be afraid to go there with yourself, to take that kind of care. Yeah. Don't be afraid to quit things that need to be quit. Things that no longer serve you. Yeah. Just do the things. You know what you got to do. I don't have to tell you. We know what we got to do. We know.
It's the thing we try and make excuses to not do. Yeah.
As I'm saying, I'm telling to myself, go on and get the muscles, too. Lauren. Go on and feel that pain. Just because I'm a cardio head, fam.
Oh.
Man, and can't nobody see me in no cardio.
You right.
And lift. Can't nobody see me. But lifting, I feel like I have no problem with doing it. It's just the act of doing. Like, I don't know.
That's my favorite part.
I don't know. Like, once I'm in it, it's fun. But it's like the start. I'm like, ugh. Put me on the stairs.
By choice?
I'd rather do the stairs I'd rather do cardio than, I know this is like totally off topic, but I'd rather do cardio than anything.
Wow.
I would much rather. Treadmill. Stairs. Stairs is like the last cardio but I would rather do it. Lifting is like, It's so repetitive to me. It's like, okay, now do 3 sets of, it's like that.
So it's going up the stairs over and over.
I know, but it's like, I don't know. It's something about it.
I'm not going to yuck your yum.
I know, I'm working through it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about. And that's the thing, I've done it before. Lifting is not like a thing I haven't done. I've had cuts in my arms and things before, but it's just
another lifetime.
We
getting there. We getting there.
Do it. I'm trying to get back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to that, you know. I'm a I don't know, how do you call it? I don't know what the proper term is now. But I was in that crew of people who were into fitness and weight loss when it wasn't popular, and it was the team No Days Off. So I lost 100+ pounds before. So that was, you know, I'm like, all right, I've done the things.
Yeah.
So it's like, do it again. And it's like, do it again? It was hard the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm not going for, you know, the weight loss part. It's just the transformation part. This is a new wave of transformation for me. It's like keeping the muscles and sticking to it.
Yeah.
You know, I like being soft and squishy, but there's an aesthetic I am after. But yeah, I was part of that toxic crew of folks who were,
we live, we learn.
Yeah, I learned.
Yeah.
I've learned to be more kind to my body and just love you, whatever it's doing, right?
Yes.
Do the work, but love you through it. So I'm back to that. And so now I'm ready to transform again, I guess. Look, again, I guess.
I guess. Part of being
it's
alive.
A part of being alive. Yeah. So y'all pray for me.
Oh, I got you. And likewise.
I can do that. Hold me accountable.
Oh, I can do that.
Be like, you been lifting this week? No cardio. Nah, it's like, I gotta lift more.
You got it.
I'm
you
gonna
got it.
do it.
But
thank you, RJ. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
This was lovely. We'll do it again on another season.
Yeah.
We'll do it
because there's many more to come.
I know there is.
Because we're not stopping.
I'm excited for you. Y'all support RJ. This is a good space. It's more than a safe space. I want you to know that. It's more than a safe space. You are doing the Lord's work.
Thank you.
You doing the Lord's work. You are. No, you are. You really, really are. So yeah.
Thank you.
I
appreciate you.
Anytime.
Well, that is it for this episode. Make sure y'all are following us on social media. Hit the email if you have any inquiries, feedback, concerns. All of SōLauren's information will be in the description, so you can find her music, everything that we talked about there. And make sure y'all following us on the Patreon. It's just $7. It's just $7. That's it.
Oh, I got you. Don't even worry about it.
Something like. But this has been a pleasure. I appreciate you. Can't wait to do it again.
Absolutely.
And as always, I'm RJ. This is the Alive, I Guess podcast. And I'll see y'all same time next week.
Yeah.
You gonna sing us out?
I'm alive, I guess.